Right, you might. I have me. I'll put me smoking. I have my screen going through my TV, so you might catch me looking up now and again, just because I might catch something up there. But I have it all here in front of me. By the way, this is like my. Let's just get that in now. This is my sixth attempt trying to make this video. My sixth attempt trying to make this video. Be it the PC going off, the fucking someone at the door, someone ringing me phone. I don't know what it is, but I've never had this so many bleeding interrupts while trying to make a video, right? Maybe it's El Capitan of the LGBT community trying to interfere with me highlighting these grooming bastards. But anyway, look at this fool. Look at this fool that you see on your screen. Not me. This fella over here. I'm not the tricolour, obviously. But this bleeding groomer, right? Roderic O'Gorman. says he's heading over to Budapest in protest. He's not the only one. He's not the only one EU politician that's heading over there to disrupt Hungary, to interfere in another country's laws. An Irish politician going like Mr. Murphy when he went to Egypt. Well, did he go to Egypt? We don't know. And will this guy be going? I want to see pictures of this fool standing beside some monuments that we know are in Hungary. I want to see some of them before I believe he even went there. But of course, they put out their tweets like this. I'll stand. I will see you at Budapest Pride, right? Now, they're all doing this because in Budapest, Hungary, new child protection laws passed in March and April this year, which have essentially banned pride events and any public display of LGBTQ support plus LGBT plus support, right? The government now allows fines up to €500 for participants and up to a year in prison for organisers, right? Imagine if he does go over and they do lock him up for a year. I'll bleed and celebrate. I will celebrate. I'll make a video celebrating, having a pint of Guinness to it, right? And broadly permits police to use facial recognition. So here's a little side thing that's coming in with this, right? So so the fact that they've banned this, right, and all of these fools like O'Gorman are gonna go over. Oh, sorry, just go off here because I'm taking a drag out a cigarette. Right? The fact that all of them are going over there and making a big hoolie of this is opening the door for the government within, even though they're doing a good thing in my eyes by banning these marches in public. Like I said, we've no problem. Do what you want to do behind closed doors. Who gives a fuck what you do in your own privacy, right? Just don't be doing it out in the roads in front of children. Some of the videos I've seen from the US where they walk around with this bleeding blow up swimming pool, and yes, you can only guess. You can only guess. I can't say the things that they do on here. It strike me for it instantly. Got to protect you. Got to be inclusive. Anyways, but it's now the fact that they're going over and they're going to stand up for their rights and all of that, right? This is allowing it broadly permits police within Hungary to use facial recognition to identify individuals. Is this another, it's both sides of it are wrong, in my eyes, right? One, it shouldn't be even any of these parades shouldn't be taking place because they're all bleeding perverts. Want all the children involved in their fetishism. That's all they want. They want the children brought into their fetish. That's what these freaks want. And how they've been able to go and march around towns in Europe and in America and do all the things that they're doing is just, it's enough to make you go fucking insane, right? Because you have to keep calm, right? The constitutional amendment, elevating child protection over nearly all other rights, strengthens the legal basis to restrict assembly and define gender strictly as biological, right? Blocking legal recognition for trans people, right? Budapest Pride, scheduled for June 28th, is taking place in. It's going to take place in defiance of the law, of the ban on it, right? Organisers, supporters by the city mayor, Gregory Krasnikovny, whatever, have tried to reclassify it as a municipal, I can't pronounce that word, municipal event, but police will enforce the ban. Despite the ban and threats of surveillance, tens of thousands are expected to march, including activists, locals, EU diplomats. I get confused. This goon down here, EU diplomats and 70 EU Parliament members, right? As a show of resistance. I hope they all get fucking locked up. And you all have to serve a year in prison. I hope to God yous do. Teaches you a fucking lesson, yous grooming bastards. Domestic and international backlash. Amnesty International has jumped onto this. Human Rights Watch, the Council of Europe, and numerous EU countries have strongly condemned the laws, accusing Hungarian government of undermining democracy and civil liberties. Isn't that mad? They're so passionate about allowing the children to join in on their fetish that they're willing to come down on top of a country. Now, like I said, the other aspect of it is not good, in the sense that this is opening the door for the Hungarian government to use facial recognition on their own people and the people that might be attending it, because they'll say, well, look, we've banned this, we can use whatever we want when it comes to the law to identify these people who are breaking the law, you know? So it's a double-edged sword in a way, you know, that way. EU leaders, including Ursula von der Leyen, right, have called for Hungary to permit Pride without penalties and for legal action via the EU court. So she's gonna double up on top of Hungary and use the backing of the EU court to go after Orban. That's what she's doing with it. MEPs from multiple countries, along with prominent EU politicians, plan to attend Budapest Pride to show solidarity and to pressure the EU to act. Hungary's LGBT plus community is under growing pressure. Educators report severe restrictions on discussion, gender, sexuality, censorship of related materials, and surveillance in schools. Active NGOs in Budapest like Határ Society, Határ Archive, and Labris Lesbian Association. Now, like I said, it's when I said the LGB, right, the lesbians, the gays, and the bisexuals, there is a lot of groups with just them three. Don't mind the TQP plus all that stuff, right? The LGB part, there you'll find that all of these, 90 to 95% of them want to separate from all of that. They don't, because they know that the gay movement, stop. They know that the gay movement has been hijacked. Stop. There's no one there. Stop. See, more interruption on this video. They know that it's been hijacked and it's been used for nefarious reasons. They're quite happy, like I said, to do everything behind their closed doors in their own houses, right? Not out on the streets for everyone to see, for children to walk by and get involved. None of that, right? Bottom line, state crackdown. Hungary's current government is aggressively targeting LGBT rights using child protection as a tool to justify bans and surveillance. But that's what it is. What do you mean to justify? See, when I seen that, I was like, to justify the ban? No, that's reality. Who wants their children? You must be sick in the head if you want your child involved in all of that stuff. If you want someone under 18 involved in all of that stuff, you need to be psychologically evaluated, in my opinion. There's something fucking wrong with you. You want your child involved in these fetish fucking dressing up with a dog mask and all this stuff. Like, get the fuck out of here. Do you know what I mean? So, this, where is it again? This guy, this Roderic O'Gorman fella is going to be one of the EU representatives going over, the politicians going over there to stand alongside LGBT, even though he knows that the country itself has banned them. It has banned them, the country itself. So he's already brushing aside a country's government's policies. You know, like what is it with these Irish politicians going over to other countries, like Murphy going over to Egypt, or did he go over to Egypt? We don't know. It'd be interesting as well. I want to see pictures. If he's saying he's going over there, I want to see pictures of him beside monuments that we know are in Hungary. Then I'll believe it, right? Seeing is believing and all that. So yeah, this bleeding clown, huh? Stop sticking your noses into other countries' business. Focus on Ireland. And they're using this LGBT thing like a backdoor, pardon the pun, like a backdoor into spreading it like a bleeding cancer.